Hello everyone, I'm Olivia and the issue I will be addressing today is smartphone addiction. Our generation grew up with the creation of smartphones. We were the guinea pig for this groundbreaking invention, so in part, it only makes sense that we're addicted to them. We always had them in our hands or in our faces, to the point where whenever I look up in public, I no longer see faces. I see a sea of phones. I've fallen guilty to this trap too, but when I came to the realization that we spend more time looking at a glass screen than the real people in front of us, it made me really sad. As a person who has also fallen prey to my phone, I would like to educate not only my peers, but myself included on how to start living in the moment more and spend less time on our phones. I hope to make you aware of the unnecessary struggles constantly being on your smartphones may cause us, and show you that unplugging once in a while can be a great major factor in creating a happier and healthier life for us all. I will start by explaining the problem in more detail, then show the impact it has having on our lives, and then give suggestions for a remedy for the addiction. First, let's take a look at the problem itself. It is evidently clear that we are stuck to our phones, whether it be we are on social media or texting our friends or even watching videos. What we find so attractive about the smartphone is that we can take it anywhere, so we can be on it as much or as long as we would like. But there really is a blessing in disguise in that, because since there is no limit to where or when we can be on our smartphone nowadays, it can be extremely hard to stop once you get going. We often don't start with this intention of staying on it for a lengthy amount of time, but before you know it, we've fallen down a rabbit hole and 20 minutes has turned into 3 hours. The main reason for this is because the smartphone automatically creates an algorithm specifically for whoever is using it, which means it caters for everyone, but in most cases, the addiction is targeted and stereotyped towards teenagers. So we are truly being hypnotized by the content to stay on, which makes breaking the addiction an extremely hard feat for most people. Next up, I will be examining its impact and that this addiction has had on our lives. This addiction is hurting us more than we want to believe it is. Seeing everyone's heads down in the phone is not the only sad part about this addiction. It also has some major health factors that affect its users that need to be addressed. Many aspects of being on your phone can cause harm to not only your physical health, but your mental health as well. For your physical health, according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, it says that, quote, scientists have reported adverse health effects of using mobile phones, including changes in brain activity, reaction times, and sleep patterns, unquote. All of these health issues are a result of abusing our smartphone privileges. If we use our phones in more moderation, these health issues might not become a problem in the long run, but we would need to stop our addiction now. The smartphones can also take a toll on our mental health as well. According to an article entitled, Excessive Smartphone Use is Associated with Health Problems in Adolescents and Young Adults by Yolanda Wax and Avi M. Weinstein, both part of the Behavioral Science Department at Ariel University, it states, quote, camaraderie with depression, anxiety, OCD, ADHD, and alcohol use disorder with excessive smartphone use is associated with difficulties in cognitive, emotional regulations, impulsivity, impaired cognitive function, addiction to social networking, shyness, and low self-esteem, unquote. Those are just some of the side effects of being on your smartphone too often. You can start to develop a warped reality of the world, and we can thank social media for that. Every one of those disorders named above is rooted from the vast world of social media, and unfortunately, in most cases, we don't catch or shield ourselves from it because, yet again, it is a blessing in disguise. Tricking us once more, we are realizing how much time out of our day we spend looking down and obsessing over our phones. We realize how much time a day is wasted mindlessly scrolling through content. Yes, at times a good brain break is needed, and if used correctly, social media can be a great tool to stay connected to the whole world. But we end up becoming sucked in, and at what point is too much? At what cost are we letting a little glass box control our lives? Finally, I will be sharing some suggestions on how to stop yourself from overusing smartphones and offer some ideas of what to do instead that not only benefit your health, but could also be fun. Even though we have created unnecessary struggles for ourselves with the addiction of our smartphones, there are plenty of ways to reverse it and stop these bad habits from forming in their tracks to create a happier and healthier life. According to the article Smartphone Addiction, written by Lawrence Robertson, Melinda Smith, MA, and Janine Siegel, PhD, some ways you can combat your addiction can be to, quote, turn off your phone at certain times of the day. Don't take your phone with you to the bathroom. Remove social media apps from your phone. And don't bring your phone to bed or tablet to bed with you, unquote. All of these suggestions can create healthier habits with your phone while still having access to it. The key is to do everything in moderation, especially when it comes to your smartphones. There's also a whole world outside of our phones as well. We could go for a walk, do a puzzle, read a book, or even cook some food. I too need to listen to this advice because I too need to step away from my phone and interact with the world around me more. So in all, just remember, it's not too late to start implementing some healthier choices in your life, so please, think before you scroll. Thank you for your time and have a great day.